Hello everyone, I am Srija. In this video, we will see various terms, institutions, concepts, constitutional provisions, schemes that appeared in today's Hindu paper, and this video will help you to understand Rambabu sir's news analysis video. First, let us start with this article, Judges Press Meet was Black Friday of Judiciary. In this article, you should know what is meant by contempt of court. It is an offence of being disobedient or disrespectful towards a code of law and its officers by behaving in such a way that opposes or lowers the authority, justice and dignity of the court. In India, contempt of court is of two types. One is civil contempt of court and the other is criminal contempt of court. Civil contempt of court is a willful disobedience towards any judgment, order, direction of a court in order to lower the dignity of the court. And criminal contempt of court, it is a publication, that is through speech or by written statement or by signs, in order to lower the authority of the court or else to interfere with the administration of justice. If any person has resorted to either civil contempt of court or a criminal contempt of court, the punishment would be for 6 months imprisonment or 2,000 rupees as fine. If the case is severe, it can be both. The next article is Power Ministry feels no need to change electrification definition. In this article, we need to know what is meant by an electrified village. An electrified village is defined as one that has the provisions of basic infrastructure like distribution transformers and lines in the inhabited locality, provision of electricity in public places like schools, panchayat office, health centers, dispensaries and community centers, and at least 10% of the total number of households in the villages has to be electrified. Then a village will be considered as an electrified village. The next article is cost of pollution. In this article, we need to know what is meant by polluters pay principle. It is the practice by those who produce pollution should bear the costs of managing it to prevent the damage to human health or the environment. For example, a factory that produces a potential poisonous substance as a byproduct of its activities is usually held responsible for its safe disposal. And in this article, there is a concept of environmental Kuznets curve. It is a hypothesized relationship between environmental quality and economic development. The environmental Kuznets curve suggests that economic development initially leads to deterioration in the environment, but after a certain level of economic growth, a society begins to improve its relationship with the environment and levels of environmental degradation will reduce. That means in the starting it will increase, finally it will reduce. The next article is on local democracy in disarray. In this article, we need to know what is meant by democratic decentralization. It is a process where the power is spread from top to bottom. The aim of such decentralization is to expand the field of authority and specialization and to enable the people's participation in decision making. In this article, there were various constitutional provisions like Article 275 and Article 280. Article 275 makes provisions for statutory grants to the needy states by the centre, whereas Article 280 says a finance commission has to be constituted by the president once in every 5 years or else whenever he feels it is necessary. Finance Commission. And in this article, there is mention about the Finance Commission of India and district planning committees. We will see what is a Finance Commission of India. It is established by President of India as per the Article 280 of the Constitution. The first Finance Commission was established in 1951. The functions of the Finance Commission is to make recommendations to the President on two specific matters and on any other matter that is referred to the Commission by the President. The two specific matters are how net proceeds of taxes should be distributed between Union and states, and the other is on what principle the grants in aid of the revenues of the state out of Consolidated Fund of India should be given to the needy states. The relevance of the Finance Commission is, it being a constitutional instrument, it is capable of settling many complicated financial problems that affect the relations of Union and states. Now let us see about this District Planning Committee. This committee was created as per Article 243(ZD) of the Constitution of India at the district level for planning at the district and below. The function of this committee is, in each district it should consolidate the plans prepared by the panchayats and the municipalities in the district and prepare a draft plan for the district. And there is a mention of 73rd and 74th constitutional amendments. Let us see what are those. This 73rd Amendment Act has added a new part 9 to the Constitution titled the Panchayats, covering provisions from Article 243 to 243(O), and also added a new 11th schedule containing the lists of functional items of the panchayats. Whereas the 74th Amendment Act has introduced a new part 9(A) to the Constitution dealing with municipalities under the Articles 243P to 243ZZ, and has introduced a new 12th schedule containing the functions of municipalities. This Amendment Act is also known as Nagarapalika Act, and it has come into force on 1st June 1993. This act has given constitutional status to the municipalities and brought them under the justifiable part of the Constitution. States were put under constitutional obligation to adopt municipalities as per the system enshrined in the Constitution. The next article is Conclave of Southern States. In this article, there is a mention of Article 263 of the Constitution. This Article 263 says about the establishment of Interstate Council by the President of India. Now let us see what is this Interstate Council. It is a constitutional body set up on the provisions of Article 263 of the Constitution based on the recommendations of Sarkaria Commission in order to facilitate coordination of policies and their implementation between union and state governments. The functions of this Interstate Council is to investigate and discuss such subjects in which some or all of the states or the union and one or more of the states have a common interest, for better coordination of policy and action with respect to that subject. They also tender advice regarding the resolution of interstate disputes, including the river dispute. In this article, there is also a mention of zonal councils. Now let us see what are these zonal councils. These zonal councils were established by State Reorganization Act 1956. These were established to advise on matters of common interest to each of the 5 zones into which the territory of India has been divided. Initially, there were only 5 zonal councils according to State Reorganization Act 1956. Now, at present, there is a new zonal council was added. So, overall, there were 6 zonal councils. They were Northern Zonal Council, which consists of Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab, Rajasthan, National Capital Territory of Delhi and Union Territory of Chandigarh. And then the Central Zonal Council, consisting of Chhattisgarh, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. Eastern Zonal Council, including Bihar, Jharkhand, Orissa, Sikkim and West Bengal. A Western Zonal Council consisting of Goa, Gujarat, Maharashtra and the Union Territories of Daman and Daman and Dadra and Nagar Haveli. Southern Zonal Council consisting Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Telangana and the Union Territory of Puducherry. And the new one is Northeastern Zonal Council, which includes Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Manipur, Meghalaya, Tripura, Nagaland and Mizoram and Sikkim. The next article is ASPA will continue in Nagaland. Now let us see what is this ASPA. It is Armed Forces Special Powers Act, enacted by Parliament of India in 1958 to grant special powers to the Indian Armed Forces during their operations in disturbed areas. This act will empower the central and state governments to declare an area as a disturbed area. When an area will be considered as a disturbed area, this will be when the differences or disputes arise between members of different religions, races, language or regional groups or castes or communities, then the area will be declared as a disturbed area. Once an area is declared as a disturbed area, the area has to maintain status quo for a minimum of 3 months. What are the special powers that were granted to these armed forces? This act gives powers to the army and central forces deployed in disturbed areas to kill anyone who are acting in contravention of the law, arrest and search any premises without a warrant, and this act provides cover to forces from prosecution and legal suits without the center's sanction. That means these armed forces were completely immune from this prosecution. At present, ASPA was invoked in whole of Nagaland, Assam, Jammu and Kashmir and few areas of Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur. It has got recently revoked in Meghalaya. The other article is no excise duty cut on fuels for now. Here we should know what is this excise duty. According to Central Excise Act 1944 and Central Excise Tariff Act 1985, every manufacturer of the goods in the country has to pay excise duty. That means this is the duty that is levied on manufactured goods at the moment of manufacture but not at the time of sale.